Hey Scott, Beatrice, and Raz, how you guys doing? Busy week. Doing a lot of catching up on stuff. I've been putting a couple late nights into the workflow, so that's good. Trying to get some of these smaller items out, but have large boxes that were sent to me. So I figured if I could get those done, I'll be in good shape. See what we could get done today. Oh, that sucks. You haven't been having any issues with printing with it being colder weather, at least if there's colder weather by you. Okay. Yeah, I got a friend who's planning on getting a printer, so he's stopping by tomorrow. Gonna try to give him some pointers on how to set up something in the house, so he doesn't just put it in like a room and have fumes all over the place. Alright, let's see if we can get this camera down. Yeah, that's the thing is, I don't know if he's going to set it up in the garage or if he's going to, not really sure how he's going to do it yet. I want to see if I can at least get, I haven't done this in a while, but I want to try and get this piece situated. So it's this leg, it's going to have to be attached. And I need her right foot. If I'm clearing my throat and stuff, just bear with me. I'm still got sinus issues. It's gonna take a while for this to go away. I'm gonna go Dremel a hole here and here real quick. Alright, did a little bit of a hole there so I could put some eaves in there. Get our glue. Get our Insta-Set without spilling the bottle. Put this over here. Get our glasses so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so let's get some eaves. I'm going to use glue for it, but I'm also like to have a little eaves to kind of bond it together better. Now let's see if we throw some eaves in here, if this is actually touching. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a give in there. Now I would normally rod it, but there's really not a lot of meat in here. But once this locks into place and the other leg is on it, it should be fine. So this is the gel glue. I love this glue the best because it's a gel and it won't squeeze all over the like drip out of your item. So it's good to kind of throw around it just like that. Hey Raphael. Thanks. Yeah, it's good to be back. Trying to get a lot of stuff done. Make sure I have my Insta-Set away from my glue bottle. Squeeze this in here like so. And then take your Insta-Set. I've been using this drop thing here lately. Just kind of let the Insta-Set sort of get into that area with the glue. Now if I really want to secure it later, what I could do is I could Dremel a hole through here up there again and lock that in place, which I might do. But for right now I just want to get this chair situated. So that should kind of lock that in place. So this is the foot. Alright. So we don't want to glue her to the chair. We want to just have her removable. Just going to try to paint her up and then attach this leg later. Yeah, so I don't really, just wanted to see how this looks. Alright, so I'm kind of laying on my knees on the floor at the moment to see how this is lining up. Make sure she's sitting in the chair correctly. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to glue on the boot. And then that should help line it up a little bit. I'm not really too worried about painting it later. with it on. Just want to double check this is the right one. Yeah. I usually love to secure my items, but with this one I don't think I really need to worry about it too much. If it comes apart, I can always fix it later. If you want to cheat too, you can kind of sort of put a little of the Insta set on there and sort of squeeze on real quick. A little bit of glue squeezing out of it, so you can grab one of these little things and it's alright, I'll go in there and fix it later. Not the end of the world. Hey Wells, yeah, things are going better. Back to work. Gotta catch up. Inflation's killing me, so you know how it is. Same with everybody else. What are you working on? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze glue into this, line this up. See this part I got to glue on too, so let's do a little glue. Oh, Santa Claus? Cool. Hey, what's up, 234? How's it going? I know a lot of people like to paint kits in pieces and then glue them together, but I really don't care how I do it. Especially if I have to make sure everything lines up correctly. Yeah, see a little glue kind of squeezed up over here on this foot, but I could get in there with a little tool and kind of clean it up. So it's not the end of the world. Alright, let's see how we can get this done. Oh, before we do that, we also have to put this on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this tool. Take some glue. And we're going to just kind of throw a little bit around here. And just move this down. It's always good to have these when you start gluing stuff. Public TV, where you at with the public TV? Alright, let's see if we can line this up correctly. So let's squeeze a little glue, and then maybe if we have room I'll put some A's in there. This is why I like the gel, because if you turn this upside down with the liquid stuff, it'll pour all over the place. So it's better to have the gel. It's a little bit more money, but it's better in the long run. Alright, so kind of lining this on the table while turning it around. Looking pretty good so far. Lining up pretty even. So let's see if we can take her off without spinning it. Not bad. Not bad. This might be a bad idea, but let's see if this works. I think that lined up pretty good. Not bad. Oh, okay. I thought you meant in public. Like you were at like an airport or something. Okay. So. I dropped some stuff over there. Alright. So this we can paint separate, and then we can glue this in at the end. So that'll work for that. So what happens when you drop safety solvent and you let it sit on your items with a primer? It just eats up the primer. But not the end of the world. So I think a lot of this I can kind of paint separate, which we're probably going to do. Because I still need to Dremel a hole in here and here to attach this. And then this shirt is ripped, which I think I might try and fix. But I wanted to just try to line up this chair. So there's still a little bit of a gap in there, so what I might do is I might go in there with a Dremel tool a little bit, like at an angle, just to kind of get in there and then throw some eaves in there. But I like the way this worked out, this piece. Lined up pretty well. Alright, so that's good for now. We'll leave that alone. I'll try to get her set up one day, and then we could paint her on stream too whenever I paint something else. So I'll try to time this with other items. So if I do like skin on Harley Quinn, I can do skin on her as well. Alright, so while we got some soft A's, so I went ahead today and I cut holes and I cut the hair down. So let's put a rod in here with some other stuff. Get this out of the way so I don't spill this stuff. So I want to have a thick rod for the hair. And I thought I cleaned this out, but I didn't. So that should be good enough for this. the camera really blue? Looks blue to me. I don't know what's going on with this thing. Yeah, I'm not sure why it won't let me get into the menu. I don't know, it's been a while since I messed with this damn thing. Hey, what's up, customizer? Oh, I'm doing alright. Hanging in there. Trying to figure out why my camera...
So the fucking monsters don't come!
Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I'll have to mess with it another day. For some odd reason, it's not letting me get into the menu and change the from automatic to portrait or something. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah, like I said, it's been a while since I messed with this damn camera, and when I go into function, it won't let me take it off auto. Oh well, I'll mess with it another day. Alright, so we want to put the hair like right there as a start. So if we put this rod in there, and we put this rod here, we gotta cut it some more. I'm so bad with camera work, so I was not very good with it in art school either, so it's kind of my downside. Yeah, it's still going blue on me now too. I don't understand why the hell it's doing that. I used to be able just to hit function and then maybe I hit a button. That's kind of bothering the hell out of me now. Sorry when I touched the damn, oh, here it is. I think this is it. Let's see. There we go. I must have hit the wrong button. Alright, that looks a little bit better, right? Alright, we'll see how this goes. If there's any issues, let me know. I must have hit the automatic button on top, which I didn't see. Yeah, this, like I said, I'm bad with all this stuff. Customizing, painting, it's good, but the whole camera work, not my thing. I have a guy I know down here that's told me his friend is in camera work, and I asked him if he would, you know, I'd pay him some money to come over here and help me set up my settings. But he says the guy doesn't want to do that, so I said, okay. Alright, now, cause this hair it's gonna be attached. Take off my sweater, it's getting hot. Wells, are you into camera work and stuff? See, all I really want to do is I just wanted someone to come in and say, okay, when you're in this room, you need to put it on these settings, and when you're in this room, you need to put on those settings, and then I would be done. But it's every time I set up the camera for like photo, for videoing in the office, every time I do it, it's like, it's always different. So that's why if you guys watch my videos and sometimes they look like crap, it's because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But that's alright though. Gets the point across. Alright, so let's get our glue again. I wish the, like, you know, the cameras that I get that say automatic, you know, like when I called B&H Photo, they were like, oh yeah, you just put in the camera automatic and you're done. And when I did it, it's like, no, it's not looking right. Yeah, I did a couple YouTube videos. I mean, I went to art school and we learned about all the apertures and settings and all that stuff. It's just not my thing. But I could look at a statue and I know I can convert it into something else, but it's not my strong point. I'm not afraid to shame. I'm not, you know, ashamed to say it. Not the end of the world. Alright, so let's... This is always a tricky part. So take this, put this up there. And then here, what we're gonna do is sort of lock that in place. And this is where it gets messy, but if you just take some glue, grab our stick with the, wait, strip it on here. It's not going to look pretty, but it'll hold it. Yeah, I try and I learned that in my setup, it's weird. It's instead of putting it on like it's sometimes portraits work better setting, and then other times like landscape works better. I don't know. It's kind of weird in my setup, but I'm getting better at it. Well, see, that's the thing is I wanted to get somebody to set it up because literally I just put the camera in front of that my little photo setup and I don't change any lightings. That's why I tried to tell that guy if his friend was willing to come over for like a half hour and just kind of like set up some settings for me. But he didn't want to do it, so it's alright. But the other thing too is the cameras are expensive, you know. Even the consumer ones. That's kind of cool. The other thing too is I don't, you know, I'm a small YouTuber and I don't want to overspend. You know, I've seen a lot of YouTubers how they set up their things and I price out what they're using. I'm like, yeah, I can't get into all that. I'm not really focused on YouTube, that's the thing. I'm focused more on the statues. I just like to show off what I'm doing. So I don't want to blow all the money. I'd rather spend the money on statues and kits and do that type of stuff than blow the money on camera work. Alright, so this is going to be a little messy, but once this cures, I'll lock it into place pretty well. And I'll be able to mess with it a little bit more. It's going to be a little bit fuller here, and then come to the ponytail. So it doesn't need to be super pretty now. Yeah, that's how I was too. I know exactly what you mean. I was a graphic designer, and when I would come home, I just wanted to do statues, and I hated when family and people I knew were like, "Hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me?" And I was just like, "I don't want to do it. I do it 8 hours a day." But with statue stuff, it's different. I could do this all damn day long. I love this. I think it was until about 3 years ago. I still had the old camera that I used in art school. It was an old Canon. You know, you had to put film in there and everything. I was like, what the hell am I still doing with this thing? Just want to make sure I don't lock this up to her back and try to pull it off and she's bonded to the back. That would be a no-no. That works. It's a good start for the hair. Alright, let's put her aside. Alright, now on the Harley. So, hey Butterfly, thanks for stopping, I appreciate it. Hopefully things are going well with you as well. Merry Christmas to you as well. I'm gonna try to stream next week as well. We'll see if if it goes okay. I'll probably be able to. So hopefully you'll see you then as well. Alright, my friend Metajohn in Canada, who does all my 3D printing, printed me out a set of hands for her. So these are hands I found on that website, CG Trader. So these two sets are too big, but this set worked out well. So the idea is she's going to have her palms like this, and she'll be holding up the mallet on her back. So that's what I'm going to do for the hands. I wanted thumbs down a little bit more, but a lot of the sets didn't really have what I wanted, and I didn't really want to spend any money going crazy trying to pay people to fix it for me. So I think this would work out fine now the way this is. Just kind of like set it up so it holds the mallet. So it was a good scale though. He I put all the other hands away, so when he first printed out they were too small, and then when the second time he printed out they were way too big. But then by the third set he got them pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with these. Yeah, but on that CG Trader site, they have a lot of like this set. It was a hand set. Like it was female hands. There was like a fist. There was like a hand like this. There's a hand like that. There's a hand like this, and it was like a whole set of hands that had arms up to the shoulder, and it was only like $8 for the set. So that site has some really good files on there to make life easier. So like 3D printing is changing the game for customs for me now. So instead of sitting there having to find hands or sculpt them or key parts, I could just ask my friend to sort of print them out for me. So that's a good thing. Now, did I drop the rod? Alright, let's try and set up the head. So, I cut her head. The key is in here already. So I'm thinking of, yeah, because her head was way too high. So I want to keep her head sort of this way. Let's try and get the camera down and I don't friggin' hit my head. Alright. Let's kind of close this because I know I'm going to slap the camera every 15 seconds. So I think if I do a little glue with some A's, we can kind of line up the head. So it looks a little better already compared to like it was like this before. So should we have our head turn more like looking down like this, or should we have it straight on? Almost looks like it should be this way. What do you guys think? Straight on? This way doesn't look right. It would be better this way maybe. Kind of tilt the head a little bit this way as well, maybe. find that metal rod. Metal rod will sort of help it set without crushing itself. Let's make sure I have too small. Think it tilts more. Let's see if I get the camera down for you guys. We're getting into that winter where I'm going to start shocking the camera. So, it's going to suck, but... Alright, so let's make sure that this is cleaned out. Now, the reason why I take some damp safety solvent on a brush is to clean out any dust in there. You want it use the bond to the resin, not the dust. So I'm just going to throw some eaves on here. That's looking down. You want to kind of look up. Squeeze too much eaves in there. So tilt was that way in the beginning. This kind of looks a little more sinister looking down, and then this kind of looks a little more like this. You guys think, maybe? Maybe a slight tilt. I don't want to go too much on it. That looks okay. Trying to look at the pose, like I'm kind of looking at the pose straight. Hey Jacob, how's it going? I'm doing alright. Something like this, I think would look good. I mean, I gotta like tweak the neck and everything, but Let me see if I can get like straight onto the camera. So if you're looking at her straight on with the tilt, you'll see that. Alright, I think that looks pretty decent. I don't want to do the other tilt on the other side because it'll look like it was before. So what we're going to do is... It's a little tricky. Take a bunch of glue. I just want to make sure I don't lock it into place. I mean, lock it onto her body, you know? Come on. Yeah, see, what happened is it locked up onto the A's. That's a good thing about this. You can always just scrape all this off. See how that comes right off? Just kind of pop that off. Try again. Just need to lock it in one way, just like a little bit of a... I don't want this to go over. Did it again. Getting the heads lined up are always a pain in the ass. Stay like that. Stay like that. It's not getting where I want it. It's not getting where I want it. Alright, let's try something else. Usually when I have friends stop by, I try and save stuff like this so they can kind of help me guide it while I'm trying to do something. Trying to make sure that I line up the chin too. I don't want to just like line it up in one angle and then all of a sudden the other angle's screwed up. I think that's where I want it to be. Yeah, like that. Okay. Stay. Don't move. Alright, I like it. Just a little bit more. Hey, how's it going, raccoon? Alright, it's got a slight tilt, but it's not too crazy. And I think I need to take down some of this chin. So that should hold it. So what we want to do next is take a bunch of A's. Gotta be careful you don't split the head again. Just to kind of help lock it in place. Alright, yeah, so if we're looking at her straight on, it's not bad. She doesn't have that long neck anymore, and that works. Now, the next problem is to get it out so we can work on the body. And where is that head base? I had it somewhere over here. Still got the original head base I sculpted, so let's get this out of the way so I don't drop this. Now if I try to rip this out real quick, it'll probably come apart. So let's kind of split it from here. There we go. And I'll just let her sit in the head base. Throw her up over there. Alright. Pain in the ass, but it worked. So I'm going to take some A's for here and here. I'm going to go in the garage and roll this out so we can start layering around here probably a little bit. Maybe even glue this piece on. Hey, how's it going, Nice Man? Alright, so since her... excuse me. So since her outfit doesn't really have wrinkles on the under part, a little bit, but not much. See what we could come up with over here. It's going pretty good. Quiet week, getting work done. It's been raining here though all week long. They even said that the Jersey Shore, a lot of the sand is being washed away. But other than that, just working. Hopefully things are good on your end. So I did sort of sand this down the other day. I kind of sanded all this down and I kind of cleaned it up. Still a lot more cleaning to go, but So I guess I gotta ask you guys, what do you think about Discovery rebooting DC and not using Cavill as Superman? Kind of curious on your thoughts. Personally, I really don't care. I'd rather them reboot DC correctly. Because I think what a lot of people forget is the whole Cavill deal was under AT&T, not Discovery. I'd rather get all new actors and a whole 10-year storyline, you know? I think everything that AT&T was doing was just a mess. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Plus the other thing is getting older too, so... I could understand why they want a younger person so they can have him run for 10 years of movies. Yeah, I saw he's doing the Warhammer stuff. It's just that my hope is that James Gunn like redoes the universe and does it correctly, sort of like what they did with Marvel to Endgame. So well, for me, Marvel is done. I don't watch Marvel anymore. The whole Phase 4 turned me off for Marvel. As far as DC goes, I just think it was under AT&T, you know? So I'm kind of curious of what James Gunn's gonna do. But as far as Marvel for Phases 5 and 6, I could care less about that. Because it's no characters I care about. Yeah, I think DC just needs to reboot, and I think people are getting too emotional over it. You know, it is a company, and they want to have a 10-year plan. And then the other thing, too, is if you're keeping the same actors, you're keeping it from when the movies were a mess. I don't know, personally, I just don't care. If anything, all these actors are overpaid anyway, so... I mean... I think people forget about the workers that make the actors look amazing, which if DC can do it right, then they can give all these workers more business and more quality. I don't know. Well, I agree with you, Raphael. I understand that's what they're doing, but... I don't know. Like I said, I just want to see what they do. I'm not sitting here like, you know, oh my god, it's going to be the best thing ever. I'm just kind of curious. But Marvel, on the other hand, I'm done with Marvel. They're just not making any characters I care about. Just nothing about Marvel right now is like getting me excited. I think the last Marvel thing I saw was Moon Knight. Did Moon Knight come out before, come out before, what was the other TV show? Loki? Or after? Alright, but you want to know what was good? I saw DC Super Sons. DC Super Sons animated was so damn good. It was a lot of fun. It's what comic books should be about. Just sitting there about heroes and villains and, you know, the Sons taking over the mantle and then their whole dynamic between Damian and Jonathan. It was so much fun. I'm like, why can't comic books be like that again? Why do they have to inject everything else into them? I never saw the What If series. I skipped those. I didn't care to watch that stuff. But if you guys want to see something fun, watch the DC Super Sons animated. It is amazing. Yeah, I'm skipping all Marvel stuff now. I have no love for Marvel anymore. What are we gonna do here? Yeah, I heard about the Young Justice comic and everything. I don't know. I don't. The comic books and the movies are going to hell, but the DC animated stuff is absolutely amazing. So who's ever running DC animated, if you had those guys do movies, it would probably be amazing. How are we gonna do this? So. Oh, the animation of Young Justice? Yeah, I haven't watched that in a long time. But I know Young Justice came back in the comic books, and I read the first 2 issues, and I was like, what the hell did they do to my Young Justice? It's just I don't think anybody who writes comic books these days reads the old stuff and reads what the characters are about. I mean, at this point, I don't even want the animated DC stuff to do a live action. I'd rather them just keep doing the animated stuff because it's so much fun. You know, it's just so entertaining. It's a lot of you know, well-written stuff. It feels like comic books like they used to be. But as far as comic books and, you know, movies, I'm just kind of out of it. I'm done. Done with it all. I was just telling my cousin the other day that I wish they would bring back comedy movies, like, you know, Chris Farley stuff and, you know, all that era of comedy, but you're not allowed to have comedy either anymore, so. Like I saw, did you guys see the trailer for Secret Wars? I was looking at that trailer again the other day, and I was like, I have no love for this. It looks just, I don't know, it just looks boring. Plus, it's Samuel L. Jackson again, and he's in everything, so I'm sick of seeing him. Well, Disney stocks are going down each week, so. But I don't think they care anymore. Just don't think they care. Alright, let me go cut some pieces up. That's funny. Yeah, Super Sons was amazing. I'll recommend that to anyone any day of the week. That whole Super Sons was just absolutely so much fun. No, there's no more comedy. I miss all the old stuff from like Chris Farley. You know, that whole era of stuff. That stuff was that was a really good era of movies and comedy and stuff. I'm excited to see the Legion of Superheroes with Supergirl coming out. I think it's January or February. I think that probably might be good. Yeah, everything's going downhill. I haven't bought a console since the 360 because video games to me are kind of and they want to censor everything in video games. I don't even know if I'm gonna bother with Street Fighter 6 because it looks like they dumbed it down again with easy input controls, which to me is kind of defeats the purpose of a fighting game. So yeah, I don't know what's going on anymore. But whatever. I mean, I love Street Fighter 4, but Street Fighter 6 looks like they took a step further from Street Fighter 5 and made it, almost looks like Tekken now. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older and I don't care for all the new stuff anymore. Coming an old fart. Yeah, I think these companies are listening to the loudmouths that are crying about stuff, and then they cater to them. That's what happened with Street Fighter 4. By the time Street Fighter 4 was done, they simplified so much crap in it. Yeah, I hear you on that, raccoon. Yeah, we're getting old. You know what's funny? I was actually on messing around on Instagram the other day. I was looking up some artwork, and I saw that like the '80s is back now. Like there's all these kids now dressing up in '80s outfits and hair and stuff. It's like the styles come back, which kind of cracks me up because even when the '80s was out, I was always laughing at the crazy hair and outfits. But then again, I'm a '90s kid, so I really wasn't like an '80s kid. You know, I was in high school in the '90s, so I just find it funny that neon stuff is coming back and the hair and. But that always happens. Everything always comes back around again. Yeah, that's right, JK. A lot of people who cry about comic books. I have a family member that was like, "Oh, there's they're putting these characters in. It's so good." I'm like, "Oh, you buy comics?" They're like, "No." Then I'm like, "Why do you care? If you don't buy it, what's the big deal?" Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that whole '90s cartoon of the X-Men that they're redoing because I'm not hearing good things about it right now. But maybe I'm wrong. But from what I understand, they're screwing it all up already because they want to make it for the modern age. Actually, Raccoon, I'm seeing people with stuff that looks like Cavaricis and almost parachute pants on Instagram, so I think it is coming back. I don't know, I could be wrong, but I was seeing a lot of kids wearing this stuff. When the grunge comes back, then I'll be excited. When you start seeing all the kids wearing grunge clothes and flannels and stuff like that, that's when I'll care. So I'll bust out my old clothes and wear them as well. Hell, I still wear baggy pants. I'm gonna be if I make it to like 80, I'll still be rocking baggy pants at that age. Yeah, I'm never giving up the baggy pants. I gotta keep rocking them. So. But the only ones I can find are Carpenter. They don't make like baggy jeans anymore. Yeah, anyone else that's in chat probably laughing their ass off if they're young. That's how we do it. Yeah, it was what was it? It was like a year ago. I needed to go find more jeans, and everything I tried on, it was just I couldn't breathe in them, even though they said it was loose-fitting jeans. So I decided just to go over to the Carpenter jeans and buy them, and now they're like 3 sizes bigger, but that's okay. They're comfortable. And that's all I wear now. I have family members going, "Why are your jeans so baggy?" I say, "Because I want to be comfortable." I'm just a Lee Jeans guy. Just go over to the store, get some cheap ones, and I'm good. But I just gotta laugh about the 80s coming back. It just cracks me up. I'd never forget when I was I think it was one of my older cousins. She came over to babysit me, and her hair was like 10 feet tall, puffed out to all hell. And it's kind of like when I was really kind of getting introduced to it. But then when I went to high school, it all changed. Oh yeah, Aquanet. That was some stuff. But yeah, go on Instagram. See if you can look up like the '80s stuff. It's hilarious seeing these younger kids dressed in these outfits. Brings back memories, but. So in chat, who here is Generation X and Millennials or older? I am a Generation X. If you don't want to say, you don't have to. I'm just kind of curious. Well, I think isn't 80 or 85 the cutoff for Generation X? I think it's 80 is the cutoff, right? So we don't have any Gen Z in the chats? Isn't Gen Z the newest generation? Yeah, I thought 80 was, yep. Yeah, I'm 77, so... I'm sorry for you millennials, but the 90s was the best. Z is 97 to 210? Okay. No, it's Generation X, the Millennials, and then Generation Z. So Generation X doesn't have a name, but it's Millennials, and then isn't Generation Z called Zoomers? '79, okay. Generation Y? Wait, maybe that's the new generation? I don't know. You have to kind of find that out. Generation Alpha is 23 to 25. Oh wow, they're calling it Alpha. Ah. It's pretty interesting. Never would have thought a name like that would happen, but... Yeah, I don't understand the naming on Alpha. That's kind of weird. But, like I said, you millennials and Generation Z would have loved the 90s. 80s was okay, but I was semi too young for the 80s. But 90s, I think, was the best time. Lots of new music. Still had a lot of things you could do. Well, isn't everybody from 70s, which are the, what is it, the hippie generation, aren't they the ones that are like running the world right now? Aren't they the ones that are like in Congress and your politicians? Because all the boomers which and the what is it? The Boomers and the Greatest Generation is before the Boomers. They're pretty much out of like office and stuff now, I think. Yeah, 70s vehicles were awesome. 70s vehicles were sick as hell. Yeah, so not to change the subject, but what is going on with that ArtStation stuff? With this no AI stuff. I have no clue what the hell that is. I've been so grinding out work since I missed the past month. I haven't paid attention to, you know, whenever I'm on Instagram, if I don't see artwork posted, I just kind of move on. I don't pay attention to anybody's personal pictures. I don't pay attention to any kind of new drama. I just more or less just skip all that stuff. Yeah, Jacob, they're kind of in their 80s, 90s right now. Alright, so let me read what the hell this is going on. So artists, so what is AI art? Yeah, like I'm sounding like an old idiot not knowing, but like I said, I haven't paid much attention to any kind of drama lately, so I don't know what the AI stuff is. Like I said, whenever I'm on Instagram and I post something and it's some random stupid you know, picture of somebody's family or some kind of new drama, I move on. I'm not saying that people's families are stupid. I'm on Instagram because I want to see artwork and that's it. I just love to sift through artwork. So I don't want to see people posting selfies. It's kind of not my thing. Oh, so AI is just basically... I see now you guys got me curious. I'm going to find out what AI is. I'm going to kind of look it up tonight a bit. So you're not even doing anything, you're just having an artificial computer just generating artwork? So that's why everyone's getting pissed off? Oh, okay. So, alright. Now, Mike, now let me ask you guys another question. Is this AI-generated artwork taking business away from people, or is it just people just posting AI stuff and that's it? I'm just kind of curious. I gotta look into this some more. I did not realize that this was the drama. Ah, okay. Alright, I see where you're going with this. I'm gonna look this up. It's kind of interesting. I did not know that AI could do that now. That's what happens when you're gone for a month. You don't know what the hell's going on. So much happens now, like in a month, just miss everything. Wow, so won a contest, huh? So did they enter it in the contest as AI generated, or they just kind of enter it in there and not tell anyone? Ah, okay, alright. That's kind of interesting. That's why I always say traditional artwork is always the best, because you can always tell it's a specific artist, you know? They always, an artist always kind of develops their own style. You know, that's why I can tell like a Warren Lau piece art, or an Adam Hughes, or you know, a Alex Ross. You can always tell those guys' artwork. It's kind of funny. I always thought that the 3D sculpting was going to be like a thing of the past. You just kind of download a file, tweak it, and you're done. But I never really thought the regular artwork would be an issue. It's kind of crazy. That's why people need to come back with music from the garage. Just sit in the garage and create a song, you know? Just kind of your own little tune going. But nobody wants to do that anymore. That's why I say the grunge era was the best. People in the garage just making up music. Alright, so I gotta go on Instagram tonight and kind of look up what you guys are talking about. I'm kind of curious now. I wonder if I'm actually following a couple Instagram channels that are actually AI generated now. That'd be kind of interesting if I am. Now with the AI stuff, I gotta kind of ask this again. So has anyone had their stuff stolen, like with the AI? Like, did they steal like artwork, or is it just completely generated stuff? Alright, that's good to know. Look at the hands, alright. Ah, that's kind of interesting. That's it's kind of freaky, but interesting. So if I say I like a piece of artwork and it's AI generated, am I canceled? Does the Gestapo come to my house and take me out? Is it frowned upon? Yeah, I never heard of the AI stuff until Instagram had all this AI stuff. But like I said, I thought it was some kind of another protest against somebody did something stupid type thing, you know. So I just kind of ignored it. I don't know. There's always some kind of protesting where everybody starts spamming their accounts that they're part of the, you know, the cause. I just want to look at artwork. I don't really care. You know, this whole AI thing that you're talking about, it's going to open up a world of options now for like graphic designers. Because why spend money on an iStock photo for an ad when you can just say I need a beach scene with this and this, and the AI generates it, and then it's free. So advertising companies are probably going to take full advantage of this stuff. Like, why spend all this money on a licensed picture when you can just generate something? And how are they going to stop you? You know, how are they going to say, hey, you can't do that? You know, like, well, it's you know, you like, so I'm just saying, you know. So while people on Instagram are getting pissed off, but it's going to open up a world for advertisers. I'm just thinking in that sense, that's all. I'm not trying to say it's a good thing or bad thing. It's just going to open up a whole new medium for these guys. If you guys don't know, like iStock photography, like if you want to create an ad, you can buy a picture on iStock and you can license it out for your ad. So a lot of that stuff you see like in brochures for banks is like licensed pictures. But you know, if you want to save a couple bucks, you could go and take your own picture, or now I guess you can generate it with the AI. But I mean, we're heading toward that point anyway, JK. I mean, look at 3D sculpting. Before you know it, you'll be able to download images for cheap or nothing and print it out yourself. So you're going to take business away from sculptors and companies that license stuff out. AI generated now, and set you want a sketch of Superman in the clouds. AI generates it for you. You know, there's video games now where you can build your own video games and you don't have to pay anything. I mean, it's kind of where we're headed, period, on everything. But I'm not saying it's a good thing. but I'm just saying that's kind of where the world is headed. That's just the way things are headed. I mean, hell, even when I got into graphic design, I was doing all the 3D. I was doing all the 2D sculpting of oil bottles and car parts for the ads at night for my ex-boss. And then once consumer cameras got better, he set up a little photo booth in the office, and he just started taking pictures of everything. And I didn't have to draw the artwork anymore, you know, because the cameras and everything got better. Photoshop got better, so that took away that type of work. Old school illustration went away. And then if you think about it, programs like Photoshop and all these other drawing programs with tablets took away the old illustration business of people drawing artwork. But I guess on the other side of this, it should make people step up their game and get better. You know, like for instance, this artwork here. So this is Leandro, and that's Carlos, and I can tell their artwork now every time I see the stuff up on eBay. I know, damn, that's a Leandro piece, that's a Carlos piece. So people have their own little look, so you just got to start stepping up your game more, that's all. There are always people that want to buy your stuff. I mean, if you see what I'm trying to say, you know, if you got a nice good style, I think people will always support you. Oh well, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a fun weekend. I'm gonna really look up this AI stuff. You guys got me really curious now. Really curious about this. Tell you, man, it's never a dull moment anymore these days, is it? There's always some kind of drama. I don't know if it'll replace them. It depends on the younger generations. Alright, so like us, like our generations, I think we still like artwork. We like comic book artwork. We like certain styles of artists. But the new generation of kids, as they get older, will they like traditional art or will they support AI? It all depends on the young generations down the line. You know? Me, I love artwork. I love certain styles of artwork. I love artist styles. I love their how they draw, their sketching. I don't like everything being perfect. I like to see their take on art, you know? That's what art's about. So I guess it depends on the younger generations down the line. But then again, in another 20 years, AI will probably take over the world, so it won't really matter about artwork. The machines will take it all. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully by then I'll be long gone, so I don't really care. I'm Generation X. Generation X doesn't give a shit about anything, really. I just do what I want to do. It makes me happy, and then that's it. Well, I guess that's where we're headed. I mean, you know, they already want to make 3D printing for food. You know, you just it's a glop of material that they 3D print it now. So that's a thing that'll happen in another 20 years. You know, so you won't even go to the supermarket. You'll just be eating a glop of whatever, and then that'll be your meal for today. Yeah, they're probably going to grind up bug meat and put it in a 3D printer. That's kind of like, I think, where they're headed, so. You know what it is too is I think some people don't understand AI. It's not like it's going to be like you know, you wake up and a robot AI is taking care of you, brushing your teeth for you and stuff. Like AI is taking away. It's going to start by taking away business, like you guys said, jobs, you know, stuff like that, and then down the line, you know, that's probably like a 50-year, 100-year thing down the line. But for right now, short term. Like you guys said, it's taking away businesses and opportunities and stuff like that, but oh well, I don't know. Well, they want to regulate 3D printing too. I don't know if you guys heard about that, because they fear that 3D printing, you know, you can print weapons, but in the end, it's not really about printing weapons. It's about being able to print your own material. So if you need a spatula, if you need a shelf, if you need a screwdriver handle, you can print it yourself. So you just take away money from, you know, entrepreneurs and businesses. So I remember reading articles about 3D printing a few years back about all that. They wanted to take that away. So AI is number 4, huh? I could see that. I can definitely see that. I would like to know, can we go like 1 month without some weird crap like this happening, AI or political, or just like one quiet month? Guess that's not possible anymore. That is true, Raz. That is true. People really woke up to see what's going on. They wouldn't care what some actor says on Twitter. But when I used to talk about that stuff back in the X-Files day, I was a conspiracy nut. You know what? I'm gonna get a shit for this, but I'm gonna add millennials to that list. I think millennials is the worst. And that's all the millennials get pissed off at me. No, Iceman, no tinfoil hat. I just pretty much spoke the truth. Well, when AI takes over the world, we could blame the millennials and Canada. How about that? We'll blame those two. At least I will. It's all their fault. Well, that's why I tell all my younger cousins and younger people, if you want to make money, learn a trade. Plumber, electrician, carpenter, because all that stuff is going away and you're going to be in demand like you would not believe. If I knew what I know now, if I became an electrician or a plumber or even a carpenter, the amount of work and money I'd be making now would be insane. Basically, could work 3 days a week and that would be all I would need to work. I wonder if any comic book covers are now AI generated. I wonder if there's artists getting away with that for comic book covers. Yeah, it does feel like the end times, doesn't it? It's like every day it's something new. That's why I told family members, I said, if I wake up one day and I look out the window and see zombies, like literal zombies walking the planet, it probably wouldn't surprise me. I'd just be like, alright, just another day. It's another day of hell. I love to wake up and hear some news about a new band came out with some cool music from a garage. Something, but no, every day it's something stupid. But on a side note, what do you guys think of the wrinkled area up here? So this way it kind of comes up there, but it's sort of stretchy coming down a bit. And then it's tight in front. I didn't want to do any kind of stretch marks here because there's really none in the artwork. But, and then over here, this will get cleaned up and sanded down. Sometimes it's hard when you have harder cured Aves. When you mix up softer on top of it, it gets kind of weird. So I'm going to have to sand it down a bit. I'll have to kind of clean up this area, but I figured that was going to get messy. The one thing I want to be careful is I just don't want to snap this piece off. So once this cures on there, I'm going to have to work out this piece and lock that into place a little bit. So that should work out pretty well. While I have some A's, if it didn't harden up yet, I want to kind of fill up around here. She's coming along pretty good so far. Kind of enjoying this little look to her. Yeah, let the AI do it. All right, we want a Harley Quinn in a Halloween outfit. Boom. 3D print ready to go. Nah, I think I'll be doing this until to the day I die. Even if 3D took over, I mean AI took over 3D sculpting. I'd have too much fun doing original stuff like this. What's up, Raphael? Ask away. Yay, the spam has started. Awesome. Oh, you got resin seepage? So let me ask you a question. Did you cast up with like a 2-part resin? Or did you, like, what kind of resin is it that's seeping? Like, that's kind of what I need to know. Like, is it a 2-part smooth-on resin? Is it a 3D print resin? Oh, so you bought a cast. Now, like, the cast that you bought, is it a 3D print, or is it somebody that, like, sculpted an item like this and they made a casting out of it? Because if it's, like, 2-part resin, like smooth-on resin, and it's seeping, that means they did not cure the resin correctly. They didn't mix it, so they mixed it like really poorly, and therefore if it's seeping, it's always going to seep. Now, my question to you also is it seeping from a little area here, or is it seeping everywhere around the item? Alright, so yeah, so that oily... Take it easy, Jacob. Talk to you later. Alright, so if you're getting, like, say this item is primed up. Let me make sure I got it on the screen. So say it's like, when you prime it, it's leaking here, it's leaking here, it's leaking there. That tells me the whole entire item was not casted correctly, which means when they put A and B in the cup, they didn't really mix it together. They just kind of mixed it real quick and then poured it in. That means every time you strip it and sand it and put primer on it, it's going to keep leaking. And that means it's a poorly casted item. And no matter what you do, it's going to keep leaking on you. Now, say you primed up the whole item, but say you're like right here, it kept leaking, like right here. With that, there's 2 things you can do. One, you can Dremel out this area and fill it in with A's, and then prime it, and if it doesn't leaking, that means you fixed the area here that was seeping, right? 2, I think Smooth On makes a thing. It's called a spray hardener, which means you can spray it on resin and it can harden the outside of the item. It can cure like the resin, and it'll stop it from seeping. Now, I never use that, but even if you give it like a candy shell and it stops it from leaking, still the inside is never cured, and therefore to me that's still a shit casting. So honestly, if your item is leaking non-stop, you're gonna have to throw it away. And the reason why I say that is because I went through a lot of old castings back in the day where they were seeping non-stop, and no matter what I did, I couldn't stop them from seeping, so I just threw them away. And honestly, that's kind of why I got turned off about a lot of old kits back in the day, and I started doing a lot of customs with Sideshow stuff, because I hated getting burned on these older kits back in the day, because you never knew if somebody just wanted to bang out kits and sell them. At the time I bought a kit, and it was like it was an $80 kit, and that right now is probably considered a $1,000 kit, you know. And I primed it up, and it was leaking, so I kind of sanded it down, and I tried a different primer, and it kept leaking. And that's when I did my research, and somebody told me that whenever you get that leaking, it's not your primer, it's your resin's not cured. So honestly, unless I saw it in person and I really mess with it, from what you're explaining to me, it's a crap casting. Alright, so the Punisher statue that from Sideshow was leaking. Now, where was it leaking? You know, I've never came across a Sideshow item that was leaking like that before, like you're saying, in my experience. The only time I've ever had anything like leaking or tacky from Sideshow is if it was something like this leather belt. Like if it was like a PVC plastic belt and they tried to paint it and it gets all tacky. This is from a Wonder Woman I'm working on, and this thing is like tacky as all hell because it's like reacting to the paints on the plastic. Yeah, I'm not sure about the Punisher on the Sideshow. That would be something I would need to see in person. That could be a paint issue. That could be a I don't know. That's kind of a little weird. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to see a Sideshow item. I just know that like smooth on resin and casting items with leaking is like, it's a done deal. I don't know if you ever seen my like videos where I you know, like I cast up a base and I mix A and B together. When you mix those two together, it's always... Alright, so another thing, let me ask you, is your kit like, does it have like a dye in it? Like, does the resin have like a color to it, or is it like white? Because it's good that when you buy a casting that they put a drop of like black dye in there, or green or blue, because it helps them mix it up too, you know? If they just have it white, you never know if they mix it correctly. Yeah, see, white, that's a problem. Whenever I mix up my resin pieces, I put, I don't want to touch it because it's black dye. I put a drop of this smooth on black dye in there, so it lets me know that I mix it correctly. You can see all the dye mixing, and you get like a black, you know, piece. I don't have any casted items at the moment, but yeah. Yes, I'm sorry to say, but from what you're telling me and what you're going through is exactly what they just did not mix it correctly. Yeah, like I said, if it was just a little leak here on the booty area or right here on the arm, something like that, you can just Dremel out that area and fill it in, you're good. But if you're getting it everywhere, then your whole item is shot. The artist might have just been lazy. I know guys back in the day when I was buying these kits from like the Garage Kit Hobby. It's not that they were bad at sculpting and molding, they just started getting lazy and they didn't mix it correctly. But I know how you feel. When I first started doing this stuff, I was priming that item and I was sanding it and I was like, why is there a reaction? And then somebody in the hobby told me it's not your primer, it's they didn't mix the resin correctly. And then I realized it was a done deal, it was shot. Nothing I could do about it. But one guy that I did have a problem with, I told him, and he was kind enough to make me another casting of it. And he apologized and stuff. So some guys are cool about it. Other guys are like, no, that's not my problem, blah, blah, blah. Or it's too old, you bought it like a year ago and you just started messing with it. So... Or the other thing too is maybe they mixed it correctly, but maybe they did it like in a very moisture day. You know, maybe there was a lot of moisture in the garage or the studio, and then when they casted it up, there was a lot of moisture mixed in with the resin, and it just didn't let it mix correctly. Because you got to have certain temperatures to mix this resin. You can't just be doing it like on a cold, rainy day. So he sourced it out to somebody? Well, you should let him know, and you should tell him, like, hey man, this casting I got from you is leaking. These guys didn't mix this up correctly. You know, maybe if he's responsible, he'll get you a new one, or at least you can let him know about his company that he's talking to, or who's ever doing this stuff. Was he at least responsive to you? He didn't like shove you off, did he? Yeah, like I said, without me seeing it in person, I can't say 100%, but my experience was if you keep priming it and it keeps leaking, it's not salvageable. It's pretty much a done deal. That's my experience. I know how you feel, but if it's just gonna keep leaking, it's not something you want to keep, unless you want to just like throw it in a garage on the shelf and you don't care that it gets like messy and it looks like crap. But you don't want to put it on your shelf with other statues, because if it's leaking, those fumes could mess up the paint on the other statue. You know, like so. Say you have a Besta case and it's enclosed, so if you have that kit just staying there and it's next to a pre-painted item, the fumes of that leaking can screw up your paint over here, because it's leaking and there is fumes coming from it. So something like that, you just throw on the garage shelf, let it get dusty, and just leave it there, and it doesn't matter if it gets like on the shelf leaking, but you don't want to keep it in the house. One thing, because I remember it was back in the day, you know, like all those like busts that people were doing on like statue form and all that stuff. So I remember somebody casted up a bust, but they didn't cast it correctly. So somebody painted it and they put it on their shelf. So underneath the bust, what happened was it was leaking. So when they went to pull it off the shelf, it just completely ripped up the wood and it was all nasty underneath there and everything. So you just don't want that to happen. All right, I think we did pretty good with her today. Let's kind of get down a bit. All right, it's looking pretty good. Gotta fix the neck up. I want to fix the neck and get the head correctly before I do the collar. I didn't want to do the collar today because I want to get this neck correctly because it's kind of sticking out over here too. But I like the way I like the way this worked out. I gotta sand it down, clean it up. I gotta do the lines on her. Gotta set up the lines here. I'm gonna have to work out the centerpiece too. I'm not gonna add a zipper, even though I think she has a zipper per se, but maybe I can add just something to make it look like a zipper. I gotta fix up this breast over here and a little bit over there. Just a little bit in there, a little bit. But I kind of like her head tilted this way better too. Fits a little bit better. And like I said, what we'll do is I'll have to get the hands situated. Got to start planning that out a little bit more too. Yeah, other than that, I think the bottom part's looking pretty good. Not bad. Yeah, so we got a lot done today. I'm pretty happy with it so far. That's where I'm going to call the stream now. I can't really do much more. Iceman, that's a little too crazy. Alright guys, I'm out for tonight. Got a lot done, so hopefully next week we'll see how far we could go. Like I said, I think I'll definitely stream on Friday next week. But hopefully I'll be able to work up here a little bit too. But alright, you guys have a good one.